Hello, and thank you for joining me on the Daily Reflection. I'm Reverend Doreen, and today we're going to be using the Archangel Power Tarot cards. So we'll just call in the angels and let them speak to us. The some of the energies I was looking at over the weekend and such was compassion and love, mostly for ourselves, and where it's easier for us to be compassionate for others and compassionate for the world. Sometimes it's hard for us to feel compassion for ourselves, to allow it to be okay that we made a mistake or that we communicated something wrong or whatever it is. We often go into harsh judgment against ourselves. And also, same with love. It's easier for us to give out. It's hard to open our hearts to love and be vulnerable to love when we don't even love ourselves. So how could anybody else love us? So, and not that we don't. We do love ourselves, usually at least a little. But opening the heart center is often about loving ourselves even more and allowing others to love us as well as us loving out. And for a lot of reasons, it's easier often for us to give out love than to feel it for ourselves. So that's just kind of a snapshot of what's been going on in my realm, what I was looking at. So we'll just pray. Maybe the blessings of the Supreme Being, that whatever happens during this reading will benefit each of us in our ability to open our hearts, follow our spiritual guidance, hear our inner voice, and our spiritual growth, awareness, and understanding. Amen. Okay. Page of Michael. Looking at this card, I see a lot of energy around being adventuresome, but not as much adventuresome in the sense of going out and conquering the world, but adventuresome in how we approach the world, in our thoughts, in problem solving, in our communication, really being able to tune into our wisdom and our spontaneity and our ingenuity in being able to look at something a new way, or being able to bring a skill set we have to a new situation. And sometimes our ability to do that can actually make us feel stressed, because the skill set that we have may actually apply very well to a new situation, but it may also be that we have to learn more or apply more or interact more before we can use it. So the owl in this card really spoke to me, and being able to tap into the wisdom that we have, but also the wisdom of others, and being able to communicate back and forth, having that dialogue, having that openness that allows things to evolve rather than the discussions that start shutting things down. So allow yourself to get into uncomfortable discussions, but in a way where you're open to grappling with a problem and letting it evolve into something awesome, versus engaging in a conversation in order to win, be right, shut it down, those kinds of things. So, and change your life. Archangel Samuel. Really, when I'm looking at this is to really start noticing both the limits that you've put on your life, why something has to be a certain way, why you have to react a certain way, why you have to act a certain way, why you have to do the things you do, and realize that you don't. you can easily make a different choice. And when I say easily, it's easy to make the choice. The actions that go along with that or the repercussions may be harder to adapt to than you may be easily comfortable with. But the ability to make that other choice and to know that you can, and even if you face challenges or different sets of stepping stones that you have to cross, the sense of freedom and relaxation that sometimes comes with that is well worth it. And the changes that come because of it are well worth it. You know, we all laugh at Einstein's definition of insanity, of doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. But then we also say, yeah, but when anybody wants us to do something different, or when we are approached with the concept of doing something different. Instead of being like, you're right, I don't like the results that are happening here, I should do something different. We go into, yeah, but I know how to do this thing, and I know what the result will be, even if I don't like the result. So it's kind of that, I hope you can approach it with amusement. I hope you can approach it with how silly we can be in our attachment to the things that we know don't bring us what we want, but we know how they go, versus stretching a little bit, and even making one little change can often take things in a huge direction. So whether you're drastic in the ways you want to change your life or you just make little changes, the change will be bigger. And the things that you're unwilling to change, those are often the spirit or soul lessons that we have to butt our head against until it hurts so bad to hit our head against it that we're finally willing to change. So maybe this is an opportunity to have compassion for yourself and to love yourself enough to stop hitting your head on the wall and make a little change. So there it is, the reading for today. Hope you are blessed by it, that it opens new doorways for you, that it opens your heart for yourself, and that you can really engage in applying the wisdom you have and applying the information you have and engaging in the conversations that allow things to evolve and change your life. Take care, be blessed. We'll see you tomorrow for another daily reflection.